After the death of Neda Babalevi, my life took a new turn. In 1984, I was 14 and a rebel. Nothing scared me anymore. I've told you 100 times that it is strictly forbidden to wear jewelry and jeans. What are you doing with that bracelet? Give it to me right now. Over my dead body. It was a gift from my mom. I had learned that you should always shout louder than your aggressor. If you're still wearing jewelry tomorrow, yeah, I know, and the next day, let me see your wrist. What for? Let me see it, I'm telling you. With all the jewelry you steal from us, you must be making a pile of money. What happened? Margie hit the principal. She's finished. Excuse me, I didn't mean it. Satrapi, you're expelled. After I was expelled, it was a real struggle to find another school that would accept me. Hitting the principal was a veritable crime, but thanks to my aunt who knew some bureaucrats in the education system, they managed to place me in another school, and there, since the Islamic Republic was founded, we no longer have political prisoners. Ma'am, my uncle was imprisoned by the Shah's regime, but it was the Islamic regime that ordered his execution. You say that we don't have political prisoners anymore, but we've gone from 3,000 prisoners under the Shah to 300,000 under your regime. How dare you lie to us like that? Oh, Satrapi. Obviously, that evening, my father got a phone call. Yes, of course, yes. Who is it? It was the principal of Margie's school. Apparently, she told off the religion teacher. She gets that from her uncle. Maybe you'd like her to end up like him too, executed. You know what they do to the young girls they arrest? You know what happened to Nilüfer, the girl you met at Khosrow's house, the man who made passports. You know that it's against the law to kill a virgin. So a guardian of the revolution marries her and takes her virginity before executing her. Do you understand what that means? If someone so much as touches a hair on your head, I'll kill him. But how do you know that for sure? Maybe they just executed her. No, your mother's right. Traditionally, when a girl gets married, the husband is supposed to pay her dowry. If the girl dies, the husband has to give the dowry to her family. That's what happened with Nilüfer after she was executed. To make sure her awful fate was understood, they sent 500 tumans to her parents. 500 tumans for the life and virginity of an innocent girl. I had no idea. Equivalent to $5. All night long, I thought of that phrase. To die a martyr is to inject blood into the veins of society. Nilüfer was a real martyr, and her blood certainly did not feed our society's veins. 1 week later, Margie, can you come here for a few minutes? We want to talk to you. I went to see the principal today. She assured me that she had not sent a report this time. But considering the person you are and the education you've received, we thought that it would be better if you left Iran. What? Your mother and I have decided to send you to Austria. Why Austria? First of all, because it's easier to get an Austrian visa. And second, because my best friend lives in Vienna. Do you remember her? Zozo. Shireen's mom. Yeah, but I don't speak German. There's a French school in Vienna, one of the best in Europe. And what are you going to do there? You're going on ahead of us. We have some business to take care of. We'll join you a few months from now. But I'm only 14. You trust me? You're 14, and I know how I brought you up. Above all, I trust your education. You're the same person who went on vacation to France all by yourself, remember? Before the revolution, my parents sent me to summer camp in France. My mother didn't want me to grow up like an only child. It's true, that was great, real independence. We love you so much that we want you to go. We feel it's better for you to be far away and happy than close by and miserable. Judging by the situation here, you'll be better off somewhere else. At that point, I started to have my doubts. Why say those things if they were coming true? We adore you. Don't ever forget who you are. No, I won't ever forget. I repeated what they had told me over and over in my head. I was pretty sure they weren't coming to Vienna. I stayed up all night and wondered if the moon shone as brightly in Vienna. The next day, I filled a jar with soil from our garden, Iranian soil. I took down all of my posters. I invited my girlfriends over to say goodbye. Here, I'm giving you my most precious things so that you won't forget me. I never realized how much they loved me, and I understood how important they were to me. On the eve of my departure, my grandmother came to spend the night at our house. Can I sleep with you? That's why I'm here. I watched my grandma undress each morning. She picked jasmine flowers to put in her bra so that she would smell nice. When she undressed, you could see the flowers fall from her breast. It was something to see. Grandma, how do you have such round breasts at your age? Every morning and night, I soaked them in a bowl of ice water for 10 minutes. She actually did, and I knew it. I just wanted to hear her say it. I'll miss you. Oh, I'll come see you. She too was lying to me. Listen, I don't want to preach, but let me give you some advice that will always help you. In life, you'll meet a lot of jerks. If they hurt you, tell yourself that it's because they're stupid. That will help keep you from reacting to their cruelty. Because there is nothing worse than bitterness and vengeance. Always keep your dignity and be true to yourself. I smelled my grandma's bosom. It smelled good. I'll never forget that smell. And the next morning, wake up, it's 7 o'clock. We've got to go. I will always be true to myself. I'm not coming along. Don't ever forget what I told you. Grandma. Here we are. There was a huge line. Lots of people were leaving the country, especially young boys, considered future soldiers. They were forbidden to leave the country after they turned 13. You'll see, everything will be okay. Don't cry, think of your future. Europe awaits you. As soon as you get to Vienna, go and eat a Sacher-Torte. It's the most delicious chocolate cake. And in 6 months, we'll come see you. What I had feared was true. Maybe they'd come to visit, but we never lived together again. No tears. You're a big girl. You've got to go now. Don't forget who you are and where you come from. I love you. I couldn't bear looking at them behind the glass. Nothing's worse than saying goodbye. It's a little like dying. Go on, go on. Close your suitcase. You can go. I couldn't just go. I turned around to see them one last time. It would have been better to just go. November 1984. I am in Austria. I had come here with the idea of leaving a religious Iran for an open and secular Europe, and that Zozo, my mother's best friend, would love me like her own daughter. Only here I am, she left me at a boarding house run by nuns. My room was small, and for the first time in my life, I had to share my space with another person. I hadn't met her yet. I only knew that her name was Lucia. I wondered what she would look like. Europe, the Alps, Switzerland, Austria. From this, I deduced that she would be like Heidi. This was okay with me. I really liked Heidi. I had been in Vienna 11 days. Zozo and her daughter Shirin, whom I had known during my childhood, had come to get me at the airport. Shirin was as I remembered her. However, I detected something unkind in the look her mother gave me. You haven't changed much. Well, yes, now you have long hair. You haven't either. You're the same. It's going to be cool to go to school without a veil, to not have to beat oneself every day for the war martyrs. Have you seen these? They're really fashionable. They're to protect your ears from the cold. Do you want to try them on? No thanks. This is my raspberry scented pen, but I have strawberry and blackberry ones too. Do you want to put on some lipstick? I love pearly pink. It's very in. What a traitor. While people were dying in our country, she was talking to me about trivial things. I lived with them for 10 days. There were fights daily. Hi, sweetheart. Here, these are for you. You incompetent idiot. I work myself to the bone so that you can throw money away on flowers. But Zozo, it's our wedding anniversary. You can give me whatever you want the day you've earned some money. I've had enough. In Tehran, Zozo was her husband, Ho Shang's secretary. In Vienna, she became a hairdresser. It was she, by the way, who cut off my long hair. As for Ho Shang, Zozo's husband, he was a CEO in Iran. But in Austria, he was nothing. Thanks to a dozen bad investments, Ho Shang had lost all his capital. You gambled it away. I heard that in the course of one of their habitual quarrels. I saw you at the cafe with those two bastards. They'd have to steal the clothes off your back for you to recognize their ingratitude. I was ashamed. I'd never heard my parents bicker over money, probably because my father wasn't incompetent. And after these 10 days, Marjane, I spoke to your mother. Our apartment, as you've no doubt noticed, is too small. I found you a boarding house in a beautiful part of Vienna, near Rathus. It's run by nuns. The Mother Superior and several of the sisters speak fluent French. When do we go? Right away, go pack your bag. Nuns, I was acquainted with them. I was at the École Jeanne d'Arc in Tehran. The nuns I encountered there were ferocious. You'll come see us on weekends. We'll go ice skating. Yeah. Despite everything, I was happy to leave their house. In this way, I'd be rid of Zozo, the mean, and Shirin, the inane. Joan of Arc School. The only one I was going to miss was Ho Shang. I saw in him a protector. Take care of yourself. Yes, Uncle Ho Shang. He saw in me an ally. Okay, that's enough. Let's go. And we left. Here's your new home. It's imperative that you be back by 9:30. After that, the door will be locked. Here, mademoiselle. This is your room. You'll share it with Lucia. She's arriving this afternoon. You'll see, you'll be happy with us. Which denomination are you? None. Oh. The shared kitchen. The showers. For your shopping, you can go to Aldi. Go out and turn left. Links. Links. Now I had a real independent adult life. I was going to feed myself, do my own laundry. I headed straight for the supermarket to buy groceries like a woman. Aldi is a supermarket and links means left in German. It had been 4 years since I'd seen such a well-stocked store. The first aisle I headed for was the one with scented detergents. We couldn't find them in Iran anymore. I filled the cart with all kinds of products. Even today, after all this time, you can always find at least a dozen boxes of good-smelling laundry powder in my house. Given my restricted budget, I took 2 boxes of pasta. I didn't know yet that this would be my only food during the 4 years to come. I handed over a 100-shilling bill. Luckily, it was enough. Otherwise, I would have been ashamed. 98 bit. Hello, ich bin da. Lucia. Marjane. No, Marjane. Nien? Do you speak French? Sprichst du Deutsch? No. I offered her some of the pistachios I brought with me. A present from my uncle. They are a specialty of Iran that is often given when someone is going abroad. We consider our pistachios to be the world's best. As we consider many of our things to be. Lucia made me a Nor soup. Cream of mushroom. I didn't like it much. Max du Furnissen. Fernsehin? Fan, fun, finner, furniture. Nien. Hi. Das ist Fenster. Fernsehen? Wart mal. Das ist in Furnishing. TV. It's the same thing. TV. Fernsehen. Yeah, Fernsehen. I was happy I was speaking German. So we went to the TV room, which was on the ground floor. Hello. Everyone was watching a movie. They seemed to be enjoying themselves, except me. I was hearing eggs and oohs, icks, mitch, but nothing that I could understand. I decided to leave discreetly. Bye-bye, Lucia. She didn't even answer me. Every morning I was rudely awakened by the sound of Lucia's hairdryer. It was my very own alarm clock, set for 6:30 on the dot. Morning. Yeah, right. Hello. Woken by a hairdryer to then return to a school where I had no friends. Hi. But it was to be expected. I was arriving in the middle of the trimester and cliques had already formed. And then there was the first math test. I distinguished myself by my high level. Satrapi, bravo, excellent work. Just one mistake cost you half a point. You got a 19.5 out of 20. Oh shit. This grade won me a certain amount of attention. I was very popular when it came to math homework. Then I began to draw caricatures of the teachers. I had gotten into this habit with my teachers in Iran. The difference being that they were all veiled, therefore much easier to draw. These portraits also brought me some goodwill. Besides, my mistakes in French made me someone of interest. It had been 3 years since I'd practiced my French. after the closing of the bilingual schools by the Islamic government. What do you call that thing? You know, like a ruler? What thing? Oh, that thing. You know, a dick. A dick? Oh right, we call it a dick. Can you lend me your dick? Well, at least I existed. Things evolved. After some time, Julie, the sullen girl in the second row, took an interest in me. She was an 18-year-old French girl in a class where the average age was 14. I understood later that her reserve came from the fact that she considered the others to be spoiled children, but I was different. I had known war. She introduced me to Momo. He was 2 years older. This is Marjane. She's Iranian. She's known war. War? Delighted. You've already seen lots of dead people? A few. Cool. Momo greeted people in his own way. So it was he who kissed me on the mouth for the first time. Through Momo, I got to know Thierry and Oliver, 2 Swiss orphans who were living in Austria with their uncle, a diplomat. I'm also a bit of an orphan. Your parents are dead? No, they're in Iran. The fact that I was living without my parents also suited Julie. An eccentric, a punk, 2 orphans, and a third worlder. We made quite a group of friends. They were really interested in my story, especially Momo. He was fascinated by death. Christmas vacation was approaching. Everyone was talking about their plans. I'm going to be bored out of my mind with my parents in Nice, Barcelona, Honduras, Fiji, Bora Bora, Chicago. Christmas was an American invention. A Santa Claus decked out in red and white was Coca-Cola's mascot. It's good for business. I'm going back to France to see my father. I'm going to my grandmother's in Salzburg. She's the only one in my family who's still bearable. We're going to be bored crazy in the Alps. Yeah, we're going skiing. It'll be cool. You know, in Iran, we don't celebrate Christmas. You're going skiing? That's so great. It's no big deal. Our new year is March 21st, Yes? I'll be in Annecy. We'll be neighbors. We could maybe see each other. Friday, December 22nd, 1984. The streets were packed. The holiday frenzy had infected everyone. I thought of Thierry when he talked about it being good for business. My street, though, was deserted. There weren't any stores. What am I going to do all alone for 2 weeks? Even the boarding house will be empty. When I got back, I found Lucia, still faithful to her post. Are you okay? You don't seem okay. I know it's not easy to spend Christmas without your family. Christmas? No, it's not that. Tomorrow I'm leaving with my aunt. I think there'll be room in the car if you like. You can come with us. Where? To the Tyrol. Tyrol? You know, if you come, you mustn't talk about Klaus. Klaus? My boyfriend. Ah. Lucia's family was very strictly Catholic. If you want me to keep my mouth shut, you have to stop waking me up with your hairdryer. Jawal. The next day, Lucia's aunt came to pick us up. Let's go, girls. And we were off to the southwest of Austria. Lucia's parents were incredible. They were unlike anyone I'd ever met. Her Tyrolean Austrian father wore pants made of leather. Her Triolian Italian mother had a mustache. Only her sister reminded me of Heidi. Efter den we are going to Chuck. Ah, ja. Their German was difficult to understand. And indeed, we went to church for midnight mass. It ended at 3 in the morning. Lucia's family had never seen any Iranians. I was therefore invited over every day by an uncle and an aunt who wanted to get to know me. It's good, you like? Yes. My German was rudimentary, theirs unusual. A cousin who had spent 4 years in Francophone Switzerland enjoyed acting as my translator. She says that she ate well. She says that she likes Tyrol a lot. Dessert? She says that Tyroleans are very nice. They say that they like you too. We spoke of everything. It's wonderful to have international friends. Ja. As opposed to my school friends' favorite subjects of conversation, we never touched on war or death. Finally, the day of departure arrived. You know, I'm a cabinet maker. I made this frame especially for you. Shotzi, a candied apple, and some fruit for the road. I had a new set of parents. Lucia was my sister. After this trip, I never complained about her hairdryer.